Hello there, it's Dr. Melissa Felkins with It's a Joyous Journey, and I'm here to give you our end-of-year update on Essentials in Writing and Essentials in Literature Level 10. I can't believe we're already at the end of another school year. It seems like just yesterday I was giving you my first impressions of Essentials in Literature and Essentials in Writing, and then I did a mid-year update after Christmas, and now here we are already at the end of the school year for me to give you my end-of-the-year update. Essentials in Writing Level 10 covers 4 topics: sentence structure, paragraph structure, essays, and research papers. When I did my mid-year update, we had just started the essays, and we were really liking the way those were going because they built upon the paragraph structure that Mr. Stevens had taught very well. So it was just kind of expanding upon the paragraph structure to turn it into the longer structure of the essays. There are 4 types of essays that are covered: personal, persuasive, expository, and compare and contrast. So your students get a lot of practice using the same structure over and over again, but with different types of essays. And so that is really helpful. That structure is just reiterated over and over again. And I love how it is something that is consistent throughout the whole program so that the students can carry that from one type of writing into the next as they grow and learn in their writing. So that same structure was carried over once again whenever we got to the big project of the year, the research paper. Just like the rest of the lessons in Essentials in Writing, Mr. Stevens breaks the research paper down into small, manageable steps. He helps you choose and narrow a topic, develop research questions, research the topic, plan and organize, write your first draft, revise, edit and publish, and citing sources. We really like the way that he modeled the process throughout by choosing his own topic and writing a sample research paper along with the kids as they wrote their own paper. This really made it nice for them to be able to go and compare what they were doing to what he was doing to make sure that they were really doing it well. I think the only modification really that we made to the instructions that Mr. Stevens gives is that I allowed my students to keep track of their sources and take their notes on the computer rather than on physical note cards. I've got one kiddo with dysgraphia, and so writing things out, it's really just exhausting. Allowing my kids to do that on the computer allowed them to really focus more on the process of research than on the physical writing of the note cards. You know, with anything, this is your homeschool and these are your kids, and so you can modify things like that to make them fit your kids' individual needs, and I encourage you to do that. This research paper was the last assignment of the year for both my kids, and they were really ready to get it done because they were ready to be done with the school year. They approached it in a couple of different ways. One of them just really got after it and got it done a lot faster than I expected. And the other one was a little overwhelmed by it, so it took a little bit longer. But you know what? That is the beauty of homeschooling. Each one of them went at their own pace. They did their assignment, they did it well, they know how to research, and that's what counts, that's what matters. And the step-by-step instructions that Mr. Stevens gave for the research paper really helps them be able to accomplish that. Okay, let's talk about Essentials in Literature Level 10. There are 4 units in Essentials in Literature. You got your fiction, drama, novel, and poetry. And if you read my mid-year update, you know that we switched things up a little bit and did the novel earlier in the school year. My kids have been involved in many plays and skits over the years, ranging in everything from short improvs to major multi-act theater productions that went on for months. So they're very familiar with the elements of drama. Because of this, we just decided to do a quick review for the drama, and then we chose the play that looked most interesting to them and we read that together. Now the poetry unit, it does a really good job of teaching the various elements of poetry in the first section, and then it digs a little bit deeper into analyzing poetry as you get into the actual poems. And the poems themselves that were presented, they were interesting. Several of them took a few reads for us to really be able to grasp the meaning behind them. I will say that reading the background of the authors and going through the exercises that went along with each poem really helped us to understand the context better, and it helped them develop more of an appreciation for the poems themselves. Now, I didn't have them do all of the writing assignments that were included, but at the end of the poetry unit, we finished things up with them writing a poem of the style of their own choosing, and it was really fun to see what they came up with for that. We finished up Essentials in Literature a little bit early, and that was somewhat on purpose. We really enjoy reading novels together, and my daughter was taking world geography this year, and we really wanted to fit in Around the World in 80 Days in this school year while she was taking world geography. So we ended up finishing Essentials in Literature a little bit early so that we could fit that in. And it worked out really well because my kids chose things from the book to do their research papers on, and so it all kind of tied together. It was really neat. My final thoughts about Essentials in Writing and Essentials in Literature Level 10. They were both a great addition to our homeschool curriculum this year. We really enjoyed the fact that both my freshman and my senior could do the same level together so that we could discuss things together, read things together, and do peer reviews on their writing. The short lessons and the way that Mr. Stevens teaches one concept at a time, that was really good for my child that has ADHD, dyslexia, and dysgraphia. And I would really recommend it for anyone who has kids that have a shorter attention span. It was really easy to modify things when we needed to in order to better fit the needs of my students. The way it's set up allows for flexible scheduling, which is great too. Make sure that you go back and watch my first impressions videos and my mid-year update, so that you can get the full picture of what Essentials in Writing and Essentials in Literature Level 10 were like for us this year. I want to say thank you to Essentials in Writing for collaborating with It's a Joyous Journey this year and providing us with Essentials in Writing and Essentials in Literature Level 10. Make sure you check us out on itsajoyousjourney.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. See you soon.